Alright, lost the die roll for round 2 against Ansost. We have a barely keepable hand. I'm going to go for it because we just need one creature to get things going. And we have a nice low curve, so we should be cool with that. But having a Void Descent and a Mnemonic Wall is pretty strong. And we do have our mana and spells, so there you have it. I guess I do want a second swamp in general. I'd rather have a creature. No 2-drop. No 2-drop. Yay. Ooh, 5-drop creature. Well, right now we're at a point where that could be okay. Since our opponent's not doing a whole lot either. Ooh, Voyage's End might be quite good against my opponent here. Yes, I think it will be. We'll go ahead and leave 3 up, pass a turn, suggesting to my opponent that I have a counter spell. See if my opponent wants to buy into that. If not, I just take 1 damage. Or rather, if my opponent does, I just take 1 damage. And might just do a... Oh, yeah. Decided to go for it. Cool beans. So I'll smack in with an Area Worshippers now. And we're kind of off, aren't we? Next turn we'll have Oppression Chimera. Following turns we have Vaporkin, Voyages, Train Tactics, Area Worshippers. Yeah. We can kind of let our opponent kind of go all in with the Setessan Oathsworn, build it up, waste some cards, and then Voyages end it. That'll be quite lovely. Happily let my opponent attack in for the Uno damage. Fairies Band Thunderhose. With no ability to target it at the moment. We do take 4 next turn, which is somewhat problematic. But I still like the idea of attacking it with the Area Worshippers and playing our Chimera out this turn. Opponent doesn't have anything that can... I mean, it'll just do a block, I assume. I'm not oh, take the 2, that's smart. I'm not really in a color combination, though, that, like, pumps very well, so... There you have it. When we untap, we'll pay 3. And then we'll keep our Voyages and... Oh, we'll probably just play a Vaporkin and keep Train Tactics up. We'll start making our flyers. Again, just let our opponent kind of go to town and building things. It might be time... I mean, I certainly could block the Setessan Oathsworn. Ooh. That is going to wreck. Absolutely wreck. We will be able to kind of bounce back from it, but man, that's such a nice rare. These guys are going to get huge, and they're going to eat my guys. Good news is, they don't get to attack this turn, so I'm not taking a lot of damage. Ouch, ouch. In fact, I'm writing ouch. Alright. So, it's a 2-for-1, but also with a huge board now behind it. So, what do I want to do? I think we'll just play out the board. I could go ahead and just play the Fellhide Minotaur, even though it's not going to do a whole lot. I'm only getting to bounce 1, though, so yeah, I think I just want to play the board out. And then maybe we'll try to get there in a subsequent turn to Voyage's End. If I draw another land, then I can do Voyage's End and Mnemonic Wall, get it back right away. Right now we're just taking 8. Ugh. Oy, another big old fatty. Well, that's nice. Opponent gets to Monstrosity this next turn as well. Yeah, I'm not too sure I'm going to be in a position to deal with this. I'm not blocking next turn, except with my mnemonic wall, so I might as well try to get some damage in. My opponent lets me. That's nice. And then we'll do a V end. And it's only because we're playing a mnemonic wall right now. Goodbye. Yeah, I want that guy back. Please. Put the mnemonic wall in front of the Ravenous dude, because my opponent could kill it, but would take the turn to kill it, and that means the other guy's not being played. Huh, yeah, just going for it. Well, if that's the case, then maybe I do just take 5. Yeah, I'll just take 5. I was gonna waste the wall just to, you know, force my opponent that monstrosity, but if my opponent doesn't want to develop the board, I'm cool with that. We do a really nice card to go along with our blocking plan. So let's attack in the air, keep our blockers up. We might be able to get out of this. My opponent knows about Voyage's End, but does not know about the Triton tactics. So we can easily do a regen plus a Triton tactics. So the Triton tactics. How do I want to do this? I can throw the mnemonic wall away right now. No, I think we'll just force my opponent to use cards. Go here. Go here. Do regen. My opponent can use a card to pump up the Oathsworn, and is doing so. Kills the mnemonic wall, but I get to bounce the Voyage's End. Which is fine by me. Question is, do I want to use Triton tactics to save the mnemonic wall? I don't think so. I'll let her go down. Yep, there's that guy. Back up to 6. Hoorah! Another island. Not what I needed. Alright, so maybe we go ahead and rock a double block. That's not going to do anything. Other center creature levels and have trample. That's a 4/5 with trample? Well, that's no fun. Alrighty. And vigilance, no less. So we're bouncing Citizen Oathsworn, right? Is that right? Am I actually doing that? We're definitely putting the servant in front of that guy. What am I doing with this dude? Do I care? I could. Yeah, I think it's just what has to happen. And then hope that I draw something else that helps me deal with this kind of stuff. Yep. Scry should help with that. Oh, hell no. Down to 2. Turn it replays. Do I have anything? Siren is good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Taking in for 2. Opponent goes down to 4. I'm at 3 life. I can block 2 dudes. Three dudes. Trade off. Might get there. We shall see. No one has reach, right? Nope, no reach. Because the Cloak Siren's gonna have to come in and do a block. This guy's got trample, so that's hard. This goes here, blocks the 5/7. I've got both of these. Getting 1 point, 2, 3 points, but we'll have a Triton Tactics alive and well. Could just get there. My opponent has nothing. Could happen. Cloak Siren's going to block the Fairy's Bandwatch. Triton Tactics is going to go on the Minotaur and the Cloak Siren. Minotaur's going to block the Thunderhooves. Servant's going to block the Ravenous Beast. Ooh, that's a big dude. But that means my opponent has no cards in hand at the moment and can only draw a creature. So our flyers should do it. Unless there's a reach. There's hope. There is actually hope. I just can't mess this up. Servant goes on the whatever. Regen for 3. I'll be flashing in the Siren and Triton Tacticings it as well as the Minotaur. Oh my gosh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 mana away. 1 mana. Whew. That's scary. Put that on the Citizen Oathsworn with 1 more mana. Dang. So my opponent's just going for the cast there. Beginning combat. Okay. Goes for it. We should have it here. As long as I do this correctly. Huh. Oh! I did not regenerate, so that's bad. Luckily we still got it, but that could have been really very bad. I just got a very scared notion real quick there. Wow. Pulled it out of the butt, as it were. Big ol' green fatty dudes. Viper's Kiss kind of works. I get this Thoughtseize. My opponent's not dropping him early. And I can definitely try to fight back with some 5/5 action. But my opponent's doing all that stuff way quicker than I'm doing stuff. I think I have to rely on my removal spells more than just trying to trade out fatties. I do think, though, that I'm going to trade out the 6 drops, because I think that extra 1 point's going to be good. Because 5's kind of key against the Citizen Oathsworn. Even though, by the time this is out, Citizen Oathsworn was probably too big to deal with it. Might just be right to play a counterspell. But I don't want to ruin my game plan too much just for that. I only saw the one monstrosity dude. That kills the Citizen Oathsworn. Yeah, I want the Viper's Kiss in. What am I pulling out? Aerial Formation, maybe? It's not doing a whole lot. Maybe Oracle's Insight is too slow, because my guy's just... Yeah, I think Oracle's Insight is just too slow. My opponent's doing way bigger things. Too quickly. I like that. Did my opponent mole? I feel like my opponent molled. No. Should I give it? Nope, that must have been the first game. Alright, we got a pretty good hand with a 2-drop to be aggressive plus a removal spell. So, nope, we're not mulliganing. Would like a little bit more action, but this should be fine. See if my opponent has anything that I have to worry too much about. Ooh, Golden Hind, that's a good card. Such a good card. Yeah, we got a 3-drop. That's also good. My 2-drop's way worse than my opponent's 2-drop. Especially in my opponent's deck, which is going to be able to power out a really nice 4. Look at this. Look at that. Hey, well, we did get one of the most important cards for our deck, so that's pretty nice. I doubt the Golden Hind is going to be attacking. But I will play the Servant out instead of Divination. And Servant should be pretty against my opponent, even though this Trample is going to be kind of brutal. And I'll happily block the Golden Hind if it attacks with my Servant. Taking 3 there. Ouchie. Next turn, ooh, Death Touch, not a huge deal with what I'm dealing with here. So it looks like we're just going to do a Divination. Don't know why I played that first. That was bad, but whatever. It's still fine. Keep Triton Tactics up. Attacking for dose. Take probably 4 next turn, right? Oh, is that right? Deals 7 damage to my Vaporkin. Yeah, that has to happen. Not attacking with a Servant. No, no, no. We do have, like, a bunch of our removal. So if we can kind of get my opponent to not have anything too insane here, might be okay. Definitely want to save the Voyage's End for when things get huge. Aerial Formation, it's a card. Right now we have Regen, plus other things up, so we'll just stay on the defense. While my opponent doesn't have lands. Oh, this is going to be nice. The tokens stick around. Right? So if I kill it now... I mean, I want to do that. I'm just curious to see if my opponent will... The trigger's already happened, right? So my opponent still gets those because it entered the battlefield. Yeah. Still gets them. But still very okay. Thanks to a nice Voyage's End here. We'll be able to get rid of these guys if they get out of hand. Just want to draw into some more action soon. Attacking with both these guys, I assume? Yeah. I could go ahead and use a Necrobite to kill it, but right now I'm basically taking 1 a turn and doing 1 to my opponent with this, so I'm actually okay just waiting, because I should have plenty of things that kind of outclass this in the near future. That's kind of one of them. I think that since my opponent's kind of short on mana, I actually just killed the Golden Hind. I'm kind of fine with that. Can create supposed to as long as it's yeah, it's not an enchantment, so we'll just go ahead and do that. Get rid of the dude. Keep my priorities straight, as it were. Just want to draw one of my creatures. Oh, I'm actually not getting the Inspired trigger. I'm being quite silly about that. Because I'm assuming with Regeneration it dies, but my opponent actually doesn't die with it. So I am taking 2 a turn. Kind of important to pay attention to. I could go ahead and put and bestow my guy, which seems pretty good. I have a Voyage's End, Aerial Formation, yeah. Seemed good. I don't get the regeneration, but that's fine. We have a 3/6 now. Definitely should have left open 2 blue, even though it kind of would have signaled to my opponent what was happening. I still think it would have been worth having access to both my cards. Important to note, my opponent was screwed on mana for a while and hasn't had black for a little bit. Cool. Could waste the Voyage's End, but I'm actually happy not right now. This is quite nice. So if I attack in, my opponent could block, and this guy could die. Pay 3, regen. I have a Blood-Crazed Hoplite. No, I'm gonna wait. Play it. It's a little conservative, but I like having an aerial formation at its full peak. Plus being able to do a regen and a target on the dude later. Oh, there's really no need to keep the regen up. Yeah, actually, I should have attacked it. I want to start getting some life. There goes that guy. It's going to take a Necrobite fairly soon. Or just a bunch of regen. We'll see. Mnemonic Wall is nice. I could get Divination back. Feast of Dreams. Not awesome when my opponent knows about it. Maybe I just hold on to it for now. For now, I'm going to attack him with Servant. Use Necrobite if my opponent wants to block, while my opponent only has 1 forest available. Regen if my opponent blocks with something else. Probably just not do anything. And it's not, so that's nice. Keeps all my mana available. Because I'll do a Necrobite on the Blood-Crazed Hoplite against the Ravenous dude. Probably going to do a Triton Tactics. Yeah. Yeah. It might be right to play the Mnemonic Wall right now to get back a removal spell or divination, but I kind of want to keep that as a surprise. My opponent can try to, like, enchant up something. Yeah, exactly. Just like this. And try to go to town. So now what I get to do is block with my Blood-Crazed Hoplite, do a Necrobite, kill the Ravenous dude. Next turn I'll get the Mnemonic Wall back. This is a bit of damage. So I do have to be careful. Ooh, I should have done Triton Tactics and eaten some guys. Whoopsies! Want to do that now? I'm going to be really low on life. That's not good. My opponent can't pump, which is nice, but still. There's no +1/+1/+1 counter anywhere. Because the guy's not monstrous yet. But now I'm going to be at really low life. I wanted to have done a Triton Tactics to eat one of these dudes, but I did not. It might mean I want to waste my Voyage's End. Is that correct? Gosh, that doesn't seem correct. But being at 4 life is pretty precarious. I will get to kill 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll do a mnemonic wall, bring back the Feast of Dreams, kill Nylea's emissary. I'll have 2 blockers, 3 blockers. We'll be at 4. 1 pump. Yeah. Unfortunately, that mistake means I pretty much have to use that right now. Ooh, that's good. We'll get that guy back. Feast of Dreams, please. Yes, please. Is there any reason to use it now? No, I don't mind waiting. Do I want to attack in with a servant? No, because I don't have regen mana up. I mean, I do this at the end of turn against my opponent, but maybe my opponent's sloppy and wasn't paying attention to what happened. Sure, go for it. Area Worshippers, that's cool. So 1, 2, 3, plus I get 4 backup. I definitely want to attack in with a servant. Do I want to attack in with Bloodcraze Hoplite? Triton Tactics gets both of these guys to untap. This guy gets bigger, becomes a 4, whatever. But then the Sedge Scorpion can just kill it. I don't like that idea. Yeah, we're just gonna tap in or attack in with the servant. Delete anything I want. Or just get regened. Yeah, my opponent doesn't block. Alright. So I definitely want to be able to pay 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means I only have 3 left. Because I was thinking about doing Triton Tactics and this guy here. If I pay 4, Triton Tactics, no. Triton Tactics will still be able to eat something. I just won't be able to regen. And getting Area Worshippers down is kind of key. Alright, now my opponent found black finally. Could have a tasty removal spell like Lash of the Whip just waiting to be used. Ideally, my opponent is a big ol' fatty, and then we do an aerial formation alpha strike. Big ol' fatty. Close to big ol' fatty. There's no trample, right? No, currently no trample. So we're okay. Not great, don't get me wrong. I have an 8/9 bashing through that I have to block. But my opponent does nothing. Is there anything for 1 green that could keep aerial formation from making amazing things happen? I don't think so. So we're gonna go for it. 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We'll keep Triton Tactics up. And that should do it. Goodbye, one of your things. Yay! How are we in the finals? I didn't think this deck was really finals worthy, but cool beans. We'll see you then.